Peace, 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 peace. Peace to the tribes. Peace to the tribe. Shouts out to you. It's been a good little minute since I've jumped on this YouTube thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here catching some sun. Just thought get some sun. Get this melanin jumping, you know. And also, I just thought like I'll come and connect with the tribe one time and just see how the vibration is. Maybe even set the vibration myself and get acquainted with the tribe. Nonetheless, man, you know, hope y'all out here staying hijack free. We just had the big old boom. I'm pretty sure, you know, everyone had a little version of their own little fireworks show. I didn't really get involved too much. It's not really my memo to go ahead and do stuff like that, but nonetheless, you know, we still do what we gotta do. But yeah, family, to those who are out here paying attention, to those who are in tune with the frequencies, with the frequency, I'm pretty sure you can feel how everything's jumping up. You know, if you're on the up and up and you're paying attention to the details of everything, you know, you can really see in waveform and everything, just the change in how fast things are picking up. For instance, like, I just felt like, I don't know, within the last couple of months, like we just been burning through days. Like, so-called 24 hours don't really feel or mean much, you know. You get the day started and, you know, before you know it, it's just gone. Like wow, like where this thing go? And it's just crazy because I made mention, I was doing the last show to the California series we got on 432thedrop.com. To everyone that's not tuned in, go ahead and tune up and make sure you get that drop over at the bro site. But yeah, I was making mention that with this I mean, as we get into 4th and 5th dimension, right, as we climb higher up, this frequency is starting to vibrate higher and higher and higher. And you know, I was learning that the earth has a heartbeat, right? And I've always heard of the earth having a heartbeat, but this heartbeat was only beating, you can say, like at a very low rate, oh so many beats per second, or however the measurements would be, BPMs, right? That's basically how we monitor everything. It was beating at a rate of I mean, don't quote me on this, right, but give or take like 4.0. And as of 2019 going into 2020, the heartbeat is starting to raise up to about 13. All right, now that jump is also within inside of us. All right, that same jump is happening within us, and I'm learning it's the keys to these things we refer to as melanin, right? We refer to these things as melanin, and it's amazing to understand that everything that we really want, everything that we really need is already encoded genetically within us, you know. But they have us so distracted, so caught up in their little show, right, in the matrix, that they went ahead and provided for us, that we don't take the time to really understand what these things are, you know. And it's a trip, because when we're talking about upgrading, raising this frequency, the more consciously we begin to awake, the more we begin to come together as a so-called conscious community, we begin to raise the natural frequency that we have ourselves, that then activates the universe as well, right? Because we are made up of the same things as the universe. So we have a molecular clock within inside of us, and when we choose to set that alarm off within us, the earth has no choice but to follow suit and react as well, because we are of this earth, right? We are of the plane. And so we're gonna get into it. You know, might as well make mention of it now. There's this show out on Netflix, right? And I got into it. It's called Dark. And when I tell y'all that these people out here, these pale faces, these hijacks, these proxies, these double us, these double U's, they got the drop. You know what I'm saying? They got the drop because they study intelligence. You know, they study the science, they study the spirituality, they study everything. You know, so the fact that they have access to all this information and they're putting it out because they themselves want to understand, it's actually helping us out because we're able to access the same thing. And for those who are in the season of remembrance, right, we're working on remembering who we are. We're working on our inner selves. We're talking to our inner selves so that we can reach the higher self and create the connection back to our creator through this 432 frequency. We are able to pick up on these things and we can see the drop for what it is. Even though it's going to be infiltrated with their version of hijack, they want to spin it off, right? The spirit and the wisdom of discernment remains within the body, and you are able to decipher. You are truly able to decipher. And we just start getting the meat and spitting out the bones, right? So this show Dark, shout out to everybody that's watched it. You know, if you've seen it, we definitely get acquainted in the comment section. But this show Dark has they're afraid. They're afraid, fam, because they understand that they are bound by time. Their existence is in time, and they have this thing with parallel universes, right? Time travel and all the works that come with it. And it wasn't until I seen this show that I finally understood time travel and the different realities and the connections between past, present, and future. And it was then, excuse me, it was then that I realized that honestly, we are all connected. We are all so very connected. To this very moment, me speaking to you was a decision that I had to make within myself to bring myself to this very point to come talk to you live on cam. Because, you know, for everyone that's been subscribed to this channel since the beginning, it's something I really haven't done at all. But I don't know, I'm out here getting the sun. I'm in the vibration with the tribe and spirit. And I feel like, you know, it's just time. You know what I mean? It's just time to show face and get out here and get acquainted with y'all for real, for real. A few of y'all might know me, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know, y'all know who I am, and I've always been a certain way. And so with that being said, it's just really amazing to understand that we are at that time, right? Because we're about to get back to the origin of things as far as how the earth was naturally when it was on that 432 frequency and when the heart beat at this 13.0 frequency rate, BPM. All right, when the earth was at that vibrant frequency, the heat, the energy, everything was at a maximum. And this is exactly what our melanin is for, because only our melanin can encase all of this energy. I mean, we're talking about from radioactive, from radio frequency all the way up to gamma rays. I'm talking all the way up. This melanin, right? This dark brown, black hue melanin is the case. Hold on. That's my boy right here. 6. Big dog. Yeah, when y'all hear the big woofs in the video, That'd be my boy Six, Say Cientos. You know what I'm saying? But it's our melanin that is able to encase all of these things, right? And in fact, it's our melanin that holds all emotion. So if we're ones to be caught up on pain and trauma, our melanin is going to hyper intensify that. Okay, it's going to hyper intensify it. So what we have to do is begin to work on our mental. Okay, and what we're going to have to do is get out here the way I'm out here with you right now. You know, any time that you get, you know, I know most of us work, but if you have the chance to get outside in your work area for just 10 minutes a day out the week will equal to like 50 minutes. That's an hour out of your week you can dedicate to just absorbing sun. You absorb this sun, you let this light hit you, right? For those with sensitive skin, wear something on your arm, you know what I'm saying, on your arms. You can just let the sun hit your forehead, you know, let it hit your face, let the sun clear up, and you just sit in it and work on yourself, right? You connect to Hawa, you breathe. And you breathe and you ask yourself certain questions. If you have questions you want answers to, you ask those questions. You ask yourself so that the higher self can now understand, oh, this is what little me wants to know, right? The little me wants to know these things. So we're going to get those answers. But the higher self can only provide the answers. Whew, that breeze was amazing. The breeze was amazing. Oh, wow. But you can only get those answers by asking the questions. You know, we won't be able to change anything without first asking the question. So when we're asking these questions, we have to ask self. All right, we have to ask the higher self. We have to go within so that we can have the answers. And I'm telling you, they fear time, right? They fear time. This show Dark on Netflix, they're tripping out at the fact that no matter how they try to escape reality, they are bound by the one thing that they call choice. And they're starting to realize that almost everything is predetermined. The only freedom that we really have is to be in unison with the Creator, because everything is predetermined. Your choice isn't really a choice based off free will the way they tricked you. For instance, you didn't choose your parents, right? You didn't choose your parents. You didn't choose the family you were born into. You didn't choose none of those people you are related to, but you are still related. Okay, and those people are related to people that go beyond or back way beyond you, right? Before you even got here, there was already a pedigree, a genealogy set in place for you. And you didn't get to choose that. You were born into that. And the reason you were born into that is because you are predestined. I am predestined. We are predestined. This has all happened before. These cycles go into play and play over again, and they coincide. Okay, and they're trying to escape this because they're here now. And I actually feel for them. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but hey, get over here. You hot? Get out the way. Find some shade. You're not gonna go in the house right now. But I feel bad for them. I'm not gonna lie. I feel bad for them because they weren't designed or engineered with the natural elements the way we are. You're looking at me right now, right? And I'm looking at you, and we are the physical manifestations of this macroverse. All right? We are the physical manifestations of it. And so they don't have the elemental properties to be guided through this realm. Now they are here by way of design and engineer because we've put them here. right? We've put them here and they're fucking stuck. They're stuck. And they're freaked out of their mind. Because they are regulated and they are judged by time. They refer to time as God. And it scares the shit out of them, right? It scares the shit out of them. And you know why? Because they understand that black does not crack. They understand that black doesn't crack. So if black doesn't crack, would that mean that melanin itself defies time? Would that mean that melanin itself defies time? And if melanin defies time, would that mean that we define God? Or defy God, I mean? If melanin defies time, are we defying God? Because that's the way they see it. They see it as we have the capability to defy God, to go against God, to serve the greater evil, to be of the greater evil. So they conditioned our minds, right? They took the natural sciences and used it against us. They triggered us with pain and emotion, right? Everything of this third dimension, they made so real to us, right? Because they took the inner self away. They took our connection to ourself away by removing the question from us. So we're not asking ourselves any questions. Instead, we're going out to a pastor. We're coming out to a teacher. We're searching for the guru, the next spiritual one. When it's you, all right? It's been you the whole time. It's been us, it's been me, it's been we. And they're terrified. They're so terrified because they understand that this goes beyond the physical. You know, they understand that this thing called life is just, it's an instant. You know, but they have it to where they keep coming back within these cycles. And like I may mention, you didn't get to choose your family, right? You didn't get to choose who you're related to. But nonetheless, you were born into that family. And your children won't have a choice into what family they're being born into, but through you, they shall be born and enter this physical plane. And it was in that realization that I finally understood the bigger things behind this, the bigger pattern behind a so-called parallel universe, right? Which is why they created the movie Us. For those who've seen the movie Us. Now, I haven't seen the movie Us. But for those who have, and for those who are watching right now, if you've seen the movie Us, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now, right? Because we're talking about ourselves. Now, where did these other selves come from, right? They have a term in there that they use for them. I can't remember the term right now. But where do you think these double versions of themselves come from? You know, I'm starting to think that there's an alternate reality, right? Like when we talk about worlds beyond the poles, right? There are alternate realities that we exist right now, in the same manner, in the same way. But we are of different choices, and it is the different choices that we make that make us. Now, believe that, right? Because it was a choice that some of us made that got us locked behind bars. Or it was a choice of someone else that someone else made to get to put you behind bars, right? Choices. Are we free from choices? Are we even free to choose? If there are only a left and right direction, do we really have a choice on which direction we really take? When we talk freedom, what are we being free from? You know? This thing, you know, melanin, this carbon matter of ours, it's a beautiful thing. You know, the reason why we make music, I'm telling you right now, the reason why so many artists are just coming out with making music is because of the mind frame. The mental shift has taken place, all right? The young melanated ones are realizing there's so much pain on the planet, right? So much pain and emotion that they've kicked back into the gear we used to be when we were tapped into this 432 frequency naturally. And we began to produce our own frequencies and tunes based off us and how we felt, so that we can self-medicate and self-heal. Because music heals the melanin. The melanin has the properties to break down the vibrations of the sound, which is really why the ancients had a reverence to the serpent. Which, when I found out, I grew so happy, because I learned that has nothing to do with the physical image of the snake. See, the snake, it vibrates, right? It moves side to side across the sand, right? But when you're looking at energy, energy pulsates the same way. It has a ripple effect, right? When you're looking at a lifeline, a pulse, beep, 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 beep. Wavelength, right? When you're speaking into something, when you're measuring wavelengths, they are measured by lines that tend to go up and down, right? That's the way a snake moves. And that represents the energy, the frequency that is within us. That is within us. And we definitely gonna be breaking that down. Matter of fact, I might work on a little something later on tonight, maybe tomorrow. And I want to start bringing this out, because a lot of y'all are bashing this so-called Hebrew Israelite community, because you guys are caught up on, you know, the political side. You guys are caught up on being right, you know. But nonetheless, there is an organization out here that practice the ancient rites of so-called Babylon. And, you know, we know that the police is out here policing, which is another sign of Babylon. And these ways aren't new. Okay? These things that the occult does, you know, on the higher level, and those rites, those passages, those ceremonies, rituals that they practice. Oh yeah. Yeah, we really know. We really know. You know what I'm saying? So all of those people who out here adding on to, you know, to the tension, we coming for that. We coming to clear all that up. All right, because this journey is a real one, and this hijack is a real one. And until y'all understand the real purpose and, you know, what's really happening out here, you're just gonna be another pawn caught up in this matrix. You're gonna be another agent out here spewing shit, because you're doing it from one's own self, your own heart. You're not doing it for the whole. You're not doing it for the creator. You're not doing it to be free. You're doing it to be right. You want to be right. And that's still third dimensional. That's still egotistical. All right? These hijacks don't give a damn about none of that. These hijacks don't care about what we call us and what we call ourselves, because they've already labeled us. They call us black. And they call us black because they understand that we are walking manifestations of melanin. We are the God particle. And if we're the God particle, then that means we control time, past, present, and future. So I want to give out a little homework to everybody that's tuning in. And by the time I come on here the next time to link up with the tribe, I want you guys to really understand, right? And dig on this for me. Do some research on the term future. All right? Do some research on the term future, on the definition, on the word etymology of future. And tell me what you get. Matter of fact, leave something in the comments if you're down. But the term future, tell me what it is that you get. What's your understanding after digging into this topic? And next time.